Story time. When I accidentally texted my teacher instead of my crush. So this is literally one of the most humiliating things that has ever happened to me. And honestly, I don't think I'll ever recover from it. I was 15, sophomore year, and I had this massive crush on a junior named Evan. Like, he wasn't even that special to everyone else, but to me, he was perfect. Tall, curly hair, always smelled like expensive cologne, and he actually knew my name. That was enough to make me obsessed. Anyway, one day after school, I was sitting in my room hyping myself up. My best friend was like, "Girl, you should just text him, shoot your shot." And me, being delusional, was like, "You know what? Fine, I'm gonna do it." So I drafted this whole message. It wasn't just a casual, "Hey." Number I went full Shakespeare mode. I wrote, "I think you're really cute and I kinda like you a lot. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've had a crush on you forever." I even added a stupid heart emoji at the end. My hands were shaking as I typed it, but finally I hit send. Not even 2 seconds later, my phone buzzed back, except it wasn't Evan. It was my English teacher. Y'all, I had sent the entire love confession paragraph to my teacher. Here's how it happened. My teacher's name was Mr. Evans. My crush, Evan. I didn't double check. I just saw Evan pop up in my contacts and went for it. The universe was literally laughing at me. So I'm panicking, like full on pacing around my room, trying not to scream. I was praying maybe he wouldn't open it, but no. He read it instantly, and then he replied. He said, "I think you meant to send this to someone else. Please be careful with your messages in the future." My heart dropped into my stomach. It was over. I didn't even want to go to school the next day. But, of course, I had to, and when I walked into first period English, I couldn't even look at him. I sat in the back, hood up, praying he'd forget, but nope. He looked at me the entire class like he was trying not to laugh. Every time our eyes met, I felt my face burn, and then it got worse. Apparently, Mr. Evans told another teacher about it, and you know how schools are. Nothing stays quiet. By the end of the week, people in my grade were whispering, "Did you hear she confessed her love to a teacher?" I wanted to die. Even though the message wasn't meant for him, nobody cared. Rumors started flying that that I had a crush on Mr. Evans, that we had some kind of thing that I was trying to get with him, which was so far from the truth, but you know how messy high school is. Once a rumor starts, it spreads like wildfire. Evan, the guy I actually liked, yeah, he heard about it too. He stopped talking to me completely. Wouldn't even look at me in the hallway. Probably thought I was some weirdo with a teacher crush. And Mr. Evans, he never said anything again, but the way he acted in class was different. He stopped calling on me to read, stopped giving me feedback like before, almost like he didn't want to interact with me at all. And honestly, I couldn't blame him. I wouldn't want to either. So, yeah, that one mistake, that one missent text basically ruined the rest of my school year. I lost my crush, I got clowned by half my grade, and my teacher looked at me different forever. I wish I could tell you it had a happy ending, like Evan eventually figured out the truth and asked me out, or that the rumors died down. But no, they didn't. People still bring it up sometimes, and every single time I hear the word send, I literally feel sick. So that's the story of how I accidentally texted my teacher instead of my crush, and destroyed my reputation in the process. Storytime about the fake pregnancy rumor at my school. So this happened back when I was in 8th grade, not even in high school yet. Middle school drama was already messy enough, but this one rumor almost broke me. At the time, I was 13, and I had just started hanging around with this new group of kids. You know how middle school works. Friend groups change every week. I had a best friend named Lila, and she was one of those people who loved attention. If she wasn't the center of the drama, she'd make herself the center. Now, here's the background. There was this boy named Marcus. He was the popular 8th grader, had a little mustache coming in, played basketball, thought he was grown. Lila had a crush on him, but Marcus only talked to me. Not in a serious way, but like he'd ask me for homework answers or sit next to me in science. Still, that was enough to set Lila off. One Monday morning, I walked into school and noticed people staring at me, whispering. I thought maybe my hair looked bad or I had something on my face. But then this girl I barely knew came up to me and said, "So, is it true?" I was like, What are you even talking about?" And she leaned in and whispered that you're pregnant. My whole body froze. Pregnant? I was 13. I hadn't even had my first kiss. I literally laughed and said, "What? No." But she just gave me that look like she didn't believe me. By lunchtime, it was everywhere. Kids pointing, giggling, making fake baby cries when I walked by. Someone even slid a pack of goldfish onto my tray and said, "For the baby." My face burned. I wanted to scream. That's when I found out where it started. Lila, my so-called best friend. Apparently, she got mad that Marcus asked me for a pencil in science class, so she told people I had been messing around with him. Then she added her own little twist. She's pregnant. And because middle schoolers believe literally anything, it spread like wildfire. I begged her to stop. I pulled her aside after school, practically in tears, and said, "Why are you saying this? You know it's not true." She shrugged and said, "Relax, it's just a joke." A joke. Meanwhile, my reputation was tanking in real time. It didn't stop there. The rumor got so bad that a teacher overheard kids talking and pulled me aside. She actually asked very seriously, "Do you need to talk to the nurse or a counselor about anything?" I was mortified. Imagine a grown adult asking you about a baby you don't have. I went home that day and locked myself in my room. My mom asked what was wrong, and I couldn't even bring myself to tell her. How do you explain that kids at school are accusing you of being pregnant at 13? I cried myself to sleep that night. The next morning, things got worse. Someone made a fake Instagram account called Baby Mama My Name and started posting dumb edits of me with baby emojis. People were tagging each other, commenting bottles, and diaper emojis. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing. I thought maybe Marcus would shut it down since his name was being dragged into it too, but nope. He leaned into it. He thought it was funny. He started calling me Mom in the hallways and asking how's the baby in front of everyone. That's when I knew nobody was going to save me from this. Weeks went by, and no matter how many times I denied it, people just wouldn't let it go. I started eating lunch in the library just to avoid the stares and whispers. My grades slipped because I couldn't focus. I didn't even want to go to school anymore. Eventually, my mom found out because she noticed how bad my mood had gotten. I finally broke down and told her everything. She was furious. She called the school, had meetings with the principal, even threatened to press charges for bullying. The school cracked down on the Instagram page and made a big announcement about cyberbullying. But here's the thing, even after the account got deleted, the damage was done. The rumor had already stuck. People still whispered. They still made jokes. And Lila, she denied everything. She told everyone she never said that, even though half the grade heard it from her mouth. By the end of the year, I didn't have any friends left. Nobody wanted to sit with me. Nobody invited me anywhere. I felt like a ghost walking through the hallways. And you know what the worst part is? Marcus and Lila ended up dating by the summer. Yeah, the two people who ruined me basically got rewarded with each other. So yeah, that's the story of the fake pregnancy rumor at my school. It wasn't funny, it wasn't harmless, and it left me completely isolated. And the messed up part, to this day, people from that middle school still bring it up like it's some inside joke. It's not. It was hell.